Welcome to our channel, Bubu Lulu Prehistoric Friends.
And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.
We went to sleep between sea and land and woke up with both of them smiling at us.
Good. If our house drifts away while we're busy saying hello to the sand,
we're just visitors with nowhere to sleep.
And this stick gets to meet the bottom
before any of our ankles do. The lagoon's holding you like it's been waiting for heavier guests.
So far, it's only hugging, not...
Your footprints make little bowls for my feet to borrow.
Good. That way the ground learns my weight before it meets yours. We'll remember which sentences in this water have missing words and let our feet stay out of them.
Some spots answer... You get to taste the new shore with your toes, but only as long as your button stays higher than the waves. Our first island held us from above. Whatever else this land decides to be.
Somewhere out on the sea, our wake will forget we were ever there. But here, for at least a few...
On the sea, our path vanished as soon as we passed. Here it keeps shouting that we were brave enough to arrive. They live exactly where the water reaches a lot.
But never hard enough to steal their front doors.
Then that band is where our rest can... If the little sideways edged
no. These little spiral backs live exactly where the waves reach often enough to rock them to sleep.
Crabs say the sea comes here a lot. Shells say the sea comes here sometimes, and this dried out mess says this is a... This sand looks like the calm ones, but it breathes too much when you step on it.
Places where the ground exhales under you.
If the little beach keepers don't appear...
This stone has already argued with waves for longer than we've been alive and decided to stay.
And then if our boat...
Now our first step on this sand and our safe door through the reef are wearing...
The sand has told us most of its shallow secrets already, but the roots up there haven't said if they like visitors yet. Behind us is everything that taught us how not to drown. In front of us is everything that might teach. Even before we arrived, something else was already using this place as its doorway.
If we're going to share a welcome mat, this as far in as today's courage is allowed to wander.
Brave steps aren't the ones that go the farthest. They're the ones that remember where to stop and listen. The air here doesn't just smell like trees. It smells like something big that eats leaves and forgets how heavy it is.
Good.
On our old island, the path between cave and water us before we could walk it.
The forest's first word to us has leaf teeth instead of mouth teeth.
If its biggest walkers are built for...
Now this stone doesn't just know that...
We promised ourselves today would only be a hello from the sand, not a handshake with the roots.
The sand is already starting to recognize which footsteps plan on coming back.
It feels silly to test the same spots twice when we already know they hold.
It's not silly.
From the shore, the boat looked like our only solid thing. From here, the sand and rock path looks just... The sea is already erasing the parts of today that belonged more to it than to us.
That's why we carved the...
My skin learned more new shapes today than my eyes did.
Ground that only leaves questions in your eyes is... If a wave washes away our footprints tomorrow...
This board will still remember which bands keep their promises. At first, this bay was just a dent and a guess. Now it has a gate.
Back there, we walked the same path so often the ground barely needed our feet to remember us.
Here. Very
had it. On the old island,
The stars only meant night to me. Here they're starting to mean this bait and that rock.
today we learned how far the sand lets us go.
Tomorrow we learn how close the grass will let us stand. Today the sand learned our weight.
Tomorrow, the roots at the edge of this land will decide what to do with.
Last night, the sea borrowed some of our steps, but it left our stone and our doorway right where we asked it. The boat has to feel like a full stop, not a comma, before we go asking the trees new questions.
If anything surprises us today,
Yesterday, this water was the last test before land. Today, it's starting to feel like the hallway between two.
Yesterday, this scratch in the sand was our promise to the part of us that still smells like boat.
we kept it.
Yesterday's courage did its job and can rest now. Today's courage starts where this new line begins.
We had a door in the reef. Now the forest gets its own doorway to hear us coming.
Any place where we might need to leave in a hurry does.
This is the song it sings when only the air walks past.
So if it ever sings long,
The ground here sounds like it is made of old days stacked on top of each other.
every step writes a new day on top of those old.
The tree gave itself a little watcher with a whistle instead of thorns. If the smallest... Once your feet know the gaps, the forest floor stops being a trap and starts being a quiet map of where water... It doesn't just wander anywhere. Their feet draw a soft road along the side of the trees.
Anything that big and plant-like.
Where its steps press deepest, the ground feels cooler.
Even the dirt.
Behind us, I can hear our first door singing. Ahead,
There's a smaller voice chewing on old drops. That's not the song it sang for the wind.
Something with more than air for feet just knocked on our doorway. Let's see if it wants to stay or just pass through. Our grand forest alarm just got turned into toy by a walking knot of fur.
Good.
if that's the kind of trouble the edge of this forest likes to send first, I think we can.
And walk a little farther before turning.
The big leafbacks weren't just walking in circles, they were tracing the rim of a very quiet cup.
And this one.
Does it taste like rock? Like rot? Or like something we can trust?
It tastes like stone and roots and. First, we let the inside of you learn this water.
Your scales can find out what it feels like.
The beach has a rock that remembers us.
This forest edge can start with a branch that remembers our thirst. The reef taught us to follow foam lines. The trees will teach us to follow little sounds we hung ourselves. If the feather lights can drink from these without falling over, it's a good first whisper, but not a promise. Bird bellies can make...
If it bites my wrist, it's not allowed to speak to my tongue.
And if it ever talks to your mouth, it'll only be after it's had a.
It tastes like the part of the morning where the air is cool, but the light is warm. His face says the new Land at One recipe we like.
We'll call these forest morning.
2 shells for water here, 3 shells for food here, so even if our stomachs forget, the branches won't.
Big shapes our story tells about itself. Little tags are notes we add at the edge of... The forest even grew us a pillow between its...
Good to know there's a place where our bones can rest.
The trees have little throat lights that
Blink whenever we pass under them.
We met the edge of the forest. Its water, its pillows, and its berries.
By the time we've walked this path a few more times, even our toes will know where to turn without asking our eyes. Now the line between tree shade and sand has its own voice.
Just like the reef's gate does.
Now this rock knows that today the forest gave us water that doesn't sting and sweetness that doesn't bite back. This morning we tiptoed onto this sand again. Now it walks under us like it expected us to come back.
We left the boat this morning with empty hands and came back with something that doesn't taste like the sea.
Yesterday, the only things we carried back from shore were wet footprints. Today, the forest edge taught us 3 new words.
Ring, drink, and taste. Yesterday, this part of the stone was just a green idea with no bones.
Now it has its own thin layer between sand. From here, the part of the forest we met today looks small, but it felt big enough when we were standing under it.
Today, the forest didn't just stay in front of our eyes, it snuck all the way onto our tongues.
Today, we walked the line where sand turns into shadow.